So it's cold. This week it's super cold in London, South London. But anyway, I don't want to say I'm doing a review, a reading, and a talk about JHENE AIKO's poetry book, JHENE AIKO Ifuru Chilombo. It's called Two Fish. So this is a press release I received from Ulysses Press, and I just want to read a little bit and then get straight into it. So in September 2017, JHENE AIKO began opening up to her fans about her journey towards healing after the loss of her brother Miyagi to cancer in 2012. In her MAP mission statement, she detailed her plan to release a trio of artistic endeavors: a movie, an album, and a poetry book. AIKO's short film, Trip, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, was co-written with and directed by Tracy Oliver, and it explores the themes and images echoed in the album of the same name, which was released to critical acclaim in the same week. On December 19th, 2017, the Trinity was complete with the release of Two Fish. In Two Fish, JHENE AIKO presents an intimate portrait of herself as Penny, the nickname given to her by her grandfather, which represents her purest, most authentic form. She offers readers and fans a glimpse into her artistic process through her poems, sketches, and pages taken directly from journals she has kept since age 12, edits, scribbles, and all. This is something that she says: writing poetry has always been a form of therapy for me and has helped me get through difficult situations when no one else understands. Our journals can understand. This map was made by me for me, but I feel obliged to share because I know I am not alone in my suffering. In sharing this map, I hope to inspire others to share their grief and pain, because I believe suffering can be alleviated when we understand we are not going through any of it alone. Along with the release of Two Fish, AIKO announced several book signings to coincide with her trip tour, which is already underway. So I want to kind of get straight into it. There are some pages that I folded over, and there's some favorites, but let's just okay, I'm just going to do a random reading. Okay, so this one's called Six Fish, and it really is a collection of scribbles from her journal, if you see there. And then actual kind of printed, written poems. It's a gorgeous project. So something I want to talk about is the multidisciplinary nature of this project. So I'm sure you creatives would really appreciate that, since it's just important to us. So let's see, where is the one that I folded over? There's so many. I'll do a random reading as well. Okay, so Six Fish. That's what it looks like, guys. I was a sunken ship, a drunken sip of something thick, and then I took a trip. There was no captain, but you were my anchor. There were poisons and demons and rhymes with no reasons, and strangers, but there was no danger. Grampy called me Penny, but you taught me I was plenty, and you taught me that to be complete, that you have to be empty, and free from all the miseries and energies that hinder me. You brought me to my inner peace. You taught me it was meant for me. Until we meet again, my friend, it ends how it begins. The bit about how you taught me that you have to be complete and you have to be empty. I just thought that was really, I mean, the whole thing is poignant. I can't really pinpoint just one, but I don't know what you guys think about kind of us as creatives, especially using our platforms, sharing more of the kind of struggles and suffering that kind of we go through, and how that most definitely does. So I'm just going sort of near the recording, thinking that it's not recording, but it is recording. So I do find this whole project inspiring. For many reasons. Yes, I think it's really important for us to share more of the real deal. But then as a multidisciplinary creative, for her to approach this release, not in the sense of, you could say it's strategic and it makes good business sense, but for her to showcase this story, this work through these kind of multiple mediums, I think is gorgeous. It's a great example of how us as creatives can kind of express ourselves through multiple mediums. Yes, there are some who sort of believe, perhaps they're purists, that you need to kind of just focus on one thing, but then really sort of just focusing on the one medium. Yes, there's that's really quite impressive to be working on your craft so much, but just because you choose other working on your craft so intensely, but just because you choose other mediums to express that art doesn't mean that you're not working on your craft. And in fact, I think it actually, let's just say if singing, songwriting, I think songwriting and poetry is her kind of main vehicle of expression. I think using these other mediums actually feeds that one craft. There was something that she said in an interview, I can't remember whether I read it or heard it, but she said something along the lines of she doesn't really regard herself as a singer. In fact, she sees herself as a poet or a writer first, and then she kind of chooses her vehicles, the mediums, the outlets through which she can kind of share all of that with. But I wish you guys are able, I hope that what am I trying to say? I wish you already had this, and if you already do, then please share your thoughts in the comments, or go ahead and go straight to my IG and DM me. Let's just pick another one at random. Look at the artwork on that one. So pardon the chipped nail varnish, but so 47 fish. I asked him why, and he replied, "'Cause you're so pretty when you cry." Gosh, that's a little bit morbid, but I mean, not saying that you know what I mean. There are so many that I'd love to choose from. 12 fish that I'd love to read from, sorry. "So you think I'm pretty, you think I'm too skinny, but who asked you for your fucking opinion?" And then something from a scribble. Here is a scribble, and this is March 2015, I believe. So look at that. "Closed minds don't get fed, judged by eyes, judging others, study others, steady, dead meat. You are what you eat, dead meat. You grow what you feed. Don't feed the fears, no, feed them. Then free them, become them, be them, see them as friends, and then send them on their way." I just, it's one of those that I don't want to kind of read as if I'm reading a novel. It's one of those that you kind of I keep it on my desk because I like to just kind of pick it up. I do the school run and I come in and I just want to feel inspired and kind of dust off the ickiness sometimes of life. And poetry and art is definitely one way that we can kind of get into that zone where we kind of dust off the ickiness of life and get into flow. And I really appreciate this project because I think it's done exactly what it was supposed to. It's shared kind of a real life story to heal real life stories. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, listening, sharing and liking, and please do subscribe on the YouTube channel. I like to create culture content, more in-depth kind of content, more conversational, a little bit natural, hence the no script and the no cuts and a little bit of waffle, but that's life. So thank you, Serena. Peace out. What was that?